What's up, world? It's your boy, MQ, laughing in full effect. Um, I wanted to come today to do a reaction video to Chris Brown's video, his apology video that was sent around the world and just everyone was talking about all of yesterday. I had initially did a video the day after the whole incident happened with the pre-Grammy thing about the altercation between him and Rihanna, and that's one of my more popular videos, so I felt like doing a response video to his apology would probably be a good idea. And I saw the video yesterday, and I felt some kind of way about it, but I'm gonna watch it again now and let you know how I feel about it. So let me just pull it up real quick. I'm gonna save how I felt about it yesterday because maybe after watching it again I can think about things a little bit more. So let me just check this out.
Hi, I'm Chris Brown. Since February, my attorney has advised me not to speak out, even though ever since the incident I wanted to publicly express my deepest regret and accept full responsibility. Although I would do some interviews and answer some questions in the future, I felt it was time that you heard directly from me that I am sorry. I have tried to live my life in a way which can make those around me proud of me, and until recently, I think I was doing a pretty good job. I wish I had the chance to live those few moments again, but unfortunately I can't. I cannot go into what happened, and most importantly, I'm not going to sit here and make any excuses. I take great pride in me being able to exercise self-control, and what I did was inexcusable.
Mm-hmm.
I am very sad and very ashamed of what I've done. My mother and my spiritual teachers have taught me way better than that. I have told Rihanna countless times, and I'm telling you today that I'm truly, truly sorry, and that I wasn't able to handle the situation both differently and better. I recognize that I've truly been blessed. I've been blessed with a wonderful
I would
family,
hope that he
wonderful friends
recognizes
and
that.
fans. God has been generous in giving me the ability which has brought me fame and fortune. I've done a lot of soul searching, and over the past several months, I've talked with my minister and my mother, and I spent a lot of time trying to understand what happened and why. I've let a
I
lot
want
of
to know
people
too.
down, and I realize that, and no one is more disappointed in me than I am. As many of you know, I grew up in a home where there was domestic violence, and I saw firsthand what uncontrolled rage could do. I have sought and I'm continuing to seek help to ensure that what occurred in February can never happen again. And as I sit here today, I can tell you that I will do everything in my power to make sure that it never happens again, and I promise that. What I did was unacceptable, 100%.
Yep.
I can only ask and pray that you forgive me, please. I hope that others learn from my mistake. I intend to live my life so that I'm truly worthy of the term role model. Thank you.
Okay. Where do I even begin with that video? Um, some would say too little, too late. I'm a firm believer in giving people the benefit of the doubt, and I truly believe that everything that he said came from the heart. However, I do feel like he was saying things that he thinks people want to hear, and not in the most sincere of ways. Like, I don't feel like that was just him sitting there speaking from his heart. I don't think it was scripted. I think it was kind of like a reality show. Like those shows, like the shows that aren't scripted but things are set up. Like, I feel like there were certain key points that needed to be said, and I don't like. Part of me feels like he wasn't even the one to come up with those key points himself. Like, I can understand if he wanted to like mark down ahead of time everything that he wanted to talk about, just so he didn't forget anything. But I kind of feel like there's probably people behind the scenes in his team that came up with certain things that needed to be addressed, and you know, for some people that say it's too little, too late, like I can totally understand that. And I can't say that as a fan that I would forgive him for doing something so inexcusable. And I'm not even gonna sit here and say that I'm ready to completely move on. February was not a year ago. February was like barely not even 6 months ago. Like, it was really just around the corner. And so it's still a little bit premature. Um, I don't think that I or anyone else will ever forget that picture of Rihanna, like, that is so inexcusable, and even just reading the police report. Um, but I will say that I do think that I could sense the remorse in him, and I don't think that he's just doing it just to get his career back on track. I think that he knows the effect that it had on his image, and not even just his image, the effect that it had on him as a person, just to know that so many people around the world are looking at you like a monster. And you know, he did the, I don't know who that is. I'm not answering. Um, but yeah, he did the whole thing. Oh, I'm not a monster or whatever. I mean, for a short period of time, I was looking at him like a monster. You know, I took all his songs off my iPod. I When a new Chris Brown song was on the internet, I was not gonna download it. You know, even songs that he was featured on in the past, I was not down with that. And you know, it is what it is. Like, he did it, and he has to pay those consequences. Do I feel like he got off the hook? Yes, I do. Like, I don't think that that's right. For like, a man should never put his hands on a woman. No one should be putting their hands on anyone. Like, I understand, like, maybe like, people are like, oh, she went through his phone, you don't do that, but you don't try to rationalize what he did. It doesn't matter if she fucking threw his phone out of the motherfucking window and ran over it, like, or deleted every single thing that was on there, or like, it doesn't matter what she did. He should have never did what he did, and I know that subconsciously it came from him being raised in a home where he saw domestic violence, and so the fact that he went and like sought out therapy and talked to people, like, that's good, but still, I don't know. As far as that video goes, I don't know. I feel like it could have. I don't know. He looked really pained. He looked remorseful, but I don't know. It was too what we wanted to hear. Cause, like, there's certain things that I've thought over the last few months that he just addressed in that video, and it's just like, those were the things that anyone would be thinking. Like, the things, like me being like, oh, it's inexcusable, um, he needs help, all those certain things. He said that, but it didn't seem sincere, really. It just seemed like he was saying it because he knew that's what we were all thinking. And you know, I don't know. This is just step one. Things are not gonna just automatically get better. That little video is not gonna make me go put all his songs back on my iPod or anticipate him putting out a new album. Um, I don't know. It's gonna take time because that's just not right. And I don't agree with people that are trying to blame Rihanna, or that are just like, oh, we need to get over it. It happened in the past. It's over. But you can't forget about it. Like, forgive and forget. What a situation like this, I don't know how possible that is. Like, everyone deserves forgiveness. I want to believe that. And so, I mean, I think that he deserves forgiveness, but as far as forgetting, you can't just forget and act like it never happened. And that's how I feel about the subject. Like, if that was your mother, if that was your sister, if that was someone close to you, it would be a whole different subject. But because it's Rihanna, you don't know her, and because Chris Brown, maybe you love him, it's like, oh, well, it's not that bad, and we need to just get over it. But the situation, if the situation had been turned, if the script had been flipped, nobody could ever say what you would have done if you were linked to that situation. And so, I'm coming at it from a realist standpoint, and just being like, imagine being in the shoes of her mother, of her sister, or brother, her father, somebody coming it from that way. Think about it that way. And so, it's good that he apologized, but my stance is that it's gonna take time, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. So, thanks for listening. It's been real, but this is MQ signing off. Peace.